After representing Qatar in the Class 1 Championship for almost a decade, Sheikh Hassan's participation ends contentiously following, in his view, a race decision by officials favouring the local victory team. Yet another dispute in an ongoing feud. This time, though, is different. He refuses to race. The Italian Fendi team also withdraw.
I'm not interested in this. You decide?
Thank you.
Me too.
In the opulent surroundings of Dubai's flagship marina complex, this hapless weekend begins well for Qatar team. The mood is confident and the predicted rough sea conditions very much to their liking. After the first salvo of pole position time trials, there are two boats, 95 and 96, are third and fourth, with the laps close to 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Victory 3 then lowered that target time to 3 minutes 14, with Fendi Racing slotting into second. In the second salvo, 96 then shave 4 seconds off their time to depose Fendi, but 95 lose fourth to Team Abu Dhabi before regaining it with their last attempt. But no one will catch Victory 3. They clinch pole position easily for the Emirates Duty-Free Grand Prix, leaving Qatar throttle man Steve Curtis admitting 96 have a tough day ahead on the water.
We need to win both the races. Be handy if Dubai broke a couple of times, that would put us in good stead, but you know, we're just out here enjoying it. If something happens, you know, there's still a mathematical chance we can win the championship. You know, missing one round obviously puts you on your back foot. We didn't have a great Italian run, so we're not in great shape, but you know, we're here, we're going to have fun, we're going to race hard and see what comes out of it.
One thing in their favour, the weather. Qatar team's strong point is big sea racing. Their boats are prepared for a rough and bumpy, and the team geared up for it. And this course is inviting with a seaward leg into a head sea and a beam sea for the return journey with flat calm inside Palm Island. Something for everyone. Quarters are another contentious issue between the sport and Qatar, who believe Class 1 should mean offshore and not sheltered lakes and bays where the purists believe the sport has up anchor and drifted. As the first of the two Grand Prix here this weekend gets underway, an opportunity beckons for the Bring Back Offshore Brigade to make their point. With all going well off the start line for one of them, the Italian Fendi team hit the front. Hassan and Curtis, 96, not so fortunate. Unceremoniously elbowed into third by Victory team as the fleet head towards the calmer Palm waters. Fendi arrived first at the start-finish gate, closely followed by the boys in blue, and then Qatar 96. While behind, there's a ferocious battle between Victory 7 Australia, Abu Dhabi Racing, and the Norwegians Zabo Isiclair. Playing catch-up, Poliform take a tumble. Guido Cappellini's smaller boat hooks violently after a dodgy landing. He's a little bit unlucky here. But in the end, it is the end of he and co-driver Giampaolo Montevocchi's race. With 95 sidelined after sustaining damage in pole position, 96 flies the Qatar flag now. And after being debatedly bundled off the line by Victory 3 on the start run, a race strategy emerges. With a heavier, longer boat, Hassan and Curtis, as we've already said, have advantage running into the head sea, no question. But they lose some of that to the lighter boats heading back to shore in the beam sea, and then in the flat waters of the Palm. Perfect offshore racing conditions, with something for everyone. Unlike Formula 1 cars, where pit stops and tyre changes offer good overtaking opportunities, in Class 1, the inclusion of long laps is the only leveller. If used wisely, it's a chance to use sea conditions to advantage if backmarker traffic can be avoided. All boats must take 2 of these mandatory long laps, which is an extension of a normal lap and adds around 20 seconds. It's left to each crew to decide when to take them. With the wind picking up and sea conditions likely to worsen, and with Fendi and Victory 3 with slight speed advantage overall, Hassan and Curtis take their 2 long laps early, leaving the 2 leaders to concentrate on each other. And that's an enthralling contest, with Victory 3 eventually forcing their way past Fendi on lap 3, but not without a fight. It's offshore racing at the pinnacle of its power. Al-Mari and Al-Safin demonstrating why there are multi-times world champions. So Fendi is relegated to second, and with 96 dropping places by taking long laps consecutively, Abu Dhabi a third, but the battle is on for fourth on the track anyway. Subsea pilot, Sabo Eclair and Victory Team Australia side by side, providing an appropriate crowd pleaser. Spectacular racing in the shadows of Dubai's Manhattan-esque skyline. Tactics, technique, and plenty of bumps. Unfortunately, 3 is about to become 2. Subsea pilot lose power, leaving the Norwegians and Australians to go it alone. Meanwhile, on to lap 6, and Qatar's gamble of taking long laps early begins to pay off. Victory Team are beginning to struggle with the increasing sea swell, while behind them, Fendi still have a long lap to take, with 96 approaching both of them fast astern. When Fendi finally take the long lap, there's an inevitability about the whole exercise. As they rejoin the main circuit, Qatar are already there. Plan A, executed in style. On to plan B, and with the wind literally in their sails, 96 is pointed towards the final target. Race leaders, Victory 3. The sea conditions continuing to swing the pendulum, and at full tilt into the favoured head sea, 96 make the move. Al-Mari and Al-Safin can only watch in their wing mirrors as the deed is done. Hassan and Curtis are in front for the first time, and although the world title may remain beyond their reach, winning the coveted Middle East title is very much a reality. With the Dubai boat embarking on an unexplained walkabout, 96 are on the verge of a special win. Scuttling down the home straight in second place towards their army of fans is something Victory Team are not used to, nor like. They have 1 lap left in which to try and turn the disappointments around. There's disappointment for Fendi too, unable to convert that early supremacy into success. Abu Dhabi, anonymous for the most part, are 4th, with Victory Australia 5th. But no one will catch 96 on a day when they ruled the waves, which in themselves paved the way for a superb race in the true spirit of the sport. The checkered flag in Qatar hands for consecutive races, and the chance of lifting that Middle East silverware and the local bragging rights greatly enhanced as this topsy-turvy season reaches its climax. And, as you might expect, the boss is a happy man.
We decided to stay low. Watch, we knew that Fendi and Victor are going to go at it, so we stayed low. We took the too long lap, all right behind each other. We regained second place, and Victory were not far away. They were on our side, lap and a half, and they were just gone. They were history. Beautiful. I mean, the guys just deserve it. I mean, it was far due. They deserve it. They worked hard this weekend. We messed up the boat a little bit with minor damage, but they repaired it. They deserve this. This win is for them. Thank you.
Thank you. Good day too for the man beside him.
Congratulations. Thanks very much. About time.
You sound as if you were running half a prop short. That didn't seem to matter in the end.
No, I mean, we were fast ahead now into the wind. They were faster downwind, and then we just sort of sat there and worked out what we were going to do later on in the race because we got cut off at the first bend, and it all came together. We took 2 long laps together, so that helped us. It's got us by Fendi, and then I think Victory took a couple of big ones as we headed out, and we got them real level, and we just sneaked on by them.
How much did the conditions play in the part in your victory?
A lot. We like it rough. We're in the biggest boat, one of the biggest boats in the class. Victory did a great job. Their boat's smaller than ours, so hats off to them. They ran really well.
And for now, with 60 points still on the table, the impossible, not quite so impossible after all. But above all, there is no sweeter success than at Victory Team Fortress, Dubai. Expressions on the phases tell the whole story. But what a difference a day makes. Second Grand Prix coming up. 95 is repaired, but elsewhere, Class 1 is about to fall apart. Race officials make a disastrous decision. They shorten the course to nothing more than a jet ski circuit, although the sea state is no worse than yesterday. There is anger.
The information we received is that the weather has deteriorated out there. The weather has deteriorated so much that it was decided by the committee there that we would have to use the storm course, which is even a much shorter course than we used this morning.
This morning you said 2:30 all boats needs to be on the water. All the boats, or most of the boats were on the water within the time frame that you have put in.
Yeah.
Only one boat who got the advantage of the inner information before was distributed and had the chance to change the gear ratios to set up for the shorter race course. Now we have 2 options. Option 1, you call it off, we start tomorrow, clean sheet of paper, nothing had happened today, or we're pulling out. I'm not interested in this. You decide.
Thank you.
Me too.
Thanks for that. Okay.
The only way to be heard is to stand up and be counted. There is an offer of conciliation.
I've been told by higher authority that if you want to change the setup, you can go back round to the pit and do it.
Higher authority is God. I don't think he speaks to the course is racing. Not the small one.
The other course.
The other course is racing. This weather condition is racing. The wind is dying. Look at it.
Too little, too late. Offer rejected. In any event, there's hardly time in the fading light if all boats choose to return to the pits to change their gear ratios.
That's it. There's no sense for us going to Abu Dhabi and doing well. Giving them a show.
The race will be run starting in line and circling on the smallest course the sport has ever witnessed. What was once the greatest powerboat mark of all descends into farce. Qatar and Fendi teams want no part of it. To add insult, Qatar 96 is subsequently disqualified and stripped of all their points. A sad day, but Class 1's loss is America's gain. Qatar team, up sticks and cross the pond.
What is this about this love affair that Qatar team seem to have with the USA? I mean, everything over there has been pretty successful so far.
I mean, it's a fair play. The rules are very strict. The technical rules are not as not wide or big as the UIM technical rules. 3 pages, and everybody respect those 3 pages.
There's immediate success. Competing in heavy seas against boats with considerably more power, Sheikh Hassan and Steve Curtis pull off an historic victory at the World Championships.
Key West and the Superboat Worlds must have been hugely satisfying, as it was indeed spectacular. Can you take us through the excitement and what happened in those 3 races?
First day and second day, the weather condition was not as preferably as we wanted it to be, but we finished second on both days. Day 3, it was rough, and it was exactly what we hoped for, and we pushed hard. We took the lead lap 2, and we were just gone. But after that, and we registered the quickest lap on Sunday, and that's what gives us the win, because we were tied in the points with the Norwegian boat.
Were you surprised how easily the other main contenders folded?
Yeah, I mean, they have the power for sure. So when it comes into flat conditions, they can outrun us out there. But when we came out to the rough bit of the course, Steve is the man for that condition. So he was working the throttles really good, and I was just maintaining the right heading, and not to let the boat just go airborne all the time, and just maximize the speed. And that's where that it all happens. Just only on the rough bits. And all coming in as underdogs, and not hoping for a strong podium finish, and all of a sudden we're just up there on number 1. I think that was a good push for the team that they have missed for some time.
Now working with Superboat International, a project to reunite the world powers of big boat racing.
There has been talk, especially I think from America, but certainly with some teams in Europe, about the formation of a class that would run and for a set number of races in Europe, and then a set number of races in the USA. Are you a supporter of this?
Yeah, I mean, anything that will take the power boating sport to a higher level. I'm 100% supportive with it. 100%, no questions asked. I would like to see it happening for sure.
I've met with the Sheikh for the last 2 days, 3 days, and we've been going over it, and I had talked to him before on the possibilities, and we were able to work it out. The Sheikh has all of the amenities that we need to do this race, and I think it's going to move the sport a lot further. Can the American boats really beat the European boats?
And here it comes. Doha, January 2014, the most daring powerboat festival ever staged.